Hi everyone and welcome back to a new video of Shadow Fight Arena, and in this one I'm going to be fighting in the new Trial of Legacy challenges. But before that I have to do one important thing, and that is to change the name of my account. Yeah, I am gonna do that. Let's see if this name is going to save us from losing today. Alright, moving on to the challenge. This challenge is actually a bit different. You only need to pay 250 coins, which I think is a really good thing, because the last trial we had, we needed to pay 350 gems, which I think is just too much. And honestly, this just balances it out, because regularly you need to pay like 400 coins for a normal challenge. So this is really good. It has 3 modifiers. Legion's Might is the first one of them. At the beginning of the round, Legionaries increase the team's maximum health and physical damage. If defeated, the bonus will be transferred to the next hero you choose. And the second one is Dynasty's Connect. At the beginning of each round, Dynasts increase the team's shadow energy gain and health regeneration. If defeated, the bonus is still transferred to the next hero you use. And the third one is Herald's Precision. Unfortunately, I didn't really get a chance to try this out until now because I didn't get any Herald characters just yet, but here it is. At the beginning of each round, Heralds increase the team's critical attack damage and shadow power, as well as power of light, arrow performance, which I think is referring to Helga and Shang. If defeated, still the bonus is transferred to the next character as well. Before we start anything, I do have to say one thing. I kind of lost the last battle in this one, and that's all thanks to my network. I lost twice, and it's all thanks to my network. This just showed up, and boom, there you go, defeat. Now for the characters, the first one was Helga, because I knew how to use Helga instead of Kibo, so I just chose Helga. And the second character I chose was Marcus, because still I know how to use this guy. And the third one was Shang. Now Shang plays a really important part in this video, because this guy destroys a lot of opponents. I also realized that he is pretty good. So now the first 3 attempts, if you would say, of fighting didn't go too well. The first attempt didn't go too well. At the last round, the network just had an issue and I just lost the fight. The second attempt as well, but luckily it was a draw instead of being a loss for me. So for some reason I just got really lucky with that. The third attempt anyhow, this time my opponent had some issues with his network, so I basically got a free win. So just like that, without infighting, I basically got a free win. Now is when everything starts. This is where the actual fight starts. And until pretty much the 5th fight, I have no issue at all. And there is also a bonus round in the end that I recorded while fighting the event a second time, which was great, honestly. Sarge destroyed a lot of opponents, so stay tuned for that. On the first fight, my opponent has Sarge, Shang the Monk, and Kate, and my opponent decides to use his Kate first, and I decide to use my Helga. And I think I may have went a bit too offensive, which is not exactly a really good thing. And in the end, that being really offensive kind of tactic made me lose in this fight, which was really unfortunate, I must say. So after losing my Helga to my opponent's Kate, I decided to use Shang the monk, who took pretty much no time to defeat Kate. It was pretty easy, and the next opponent I faced was Marcus, and this was a really intense fight where my opponent almost destroyed me, but in the last minute I had no idea what got into me and I started becoming really careful. I don't know what, but I just was able to defeat him, and the next round as well my Shang just destroys my opponent's Shang. As I said, I had no idea what got into me, but I was able to finish this whole fight with just that much health remaining. So that was really okay. And after this, I had no idea what got into me. I basically started becoming really careful and really good with Shang, and I just destroyed my opponent with Shang the monk. I was doing combos upon combos, which was really good, even though I got hit just a couple of times, which was not a big problem at all. My opponent did some mistakes as well, and the Scotch arrow was coming really clutch, which was really OP as well. Scotch arrow is definitely one of the best things, considering the fact that you can literally just start up your combo with that. You can just shoot a Scotch arrow, and if you just follow it up with Shang's Soul Grip Shadow attack, which is the back one, you can wreck people with that. That's really good, and somehow I was able to win this fight without losing my Shang, who had pretty much no health at all. And it was the second win for me. I got a couple of shards for Hongzhou, which is alright. Well, in the second fight, my opponent luckily had Lynx. Now, Lynx is a character that I really wanted to kill, but except that he also had Kate and Midnight. Now, Kate, I have been having a lot of problems with Kate, and that's the character my opponent chooses to use in the first fight. Now, something weird happened in this. The first half of this round, I was really OP and destroying my opponent, and then I had no idea what the heck just happened. I started making mistakes, or my opponent just got really careful or something. He started blocking a lot, throwing me, and of course, Kate just does a lot of damage. So just like that, I basically lost a winning fight, which was really dumb. I should have learned my lesson and shouldn't have went really offensive at all, which was a ridiculously bad idea in this situation. But what was I supposed to do? He was just standing there and doing nothing, as you can see. Baka. I chose my Helga, who is actually a really good counter against Kate, and I just defeated her within pretty much no time.
Do it! Do it!
Now the second character my opponent chose was Lynx, and I haven't fought Lynx until now at all, even in the arena. But in this trial, it just seems like Lynx is a really regular character because I've seen 2 to 3 opponents using Lynx until now, but that was not a big deal. My opponent, I don't know if he even had an idea how to use Lynx. Well, neither do I, so I don't know how good he is. So yeah, I just was able to defeat him. In the third fight, my opponent chose Midnight, of course, who is actually a really interesting character, and because of her fast attacks, he was able to land really good hits on me. But even then, I was easily able to take down his Midnight without any big issues, I guess. And also I got a couple of shards as the rewards, and I'm really close to getting my jet out to level 6, which would be really great. On the fourth fight, my opponent had Marcus, Hongjo and Helga. Since the last round success with Shang the Monk and him being really OP, I decided to use my Shang against Marcus. Luckily, my opponent's Marcus didn't actually have the shield that he gets as soon as opponents go into shadow form. And he was a bit spammy too. It's not a big problem. He was spamming the heavy attack of Marcus. And as you may have expected, I just got destroyed, I don't know. And also had a bit of issue with the network as well. So the second character I chose was Helga, and of course Helga versus Helga. It's gonna be a long fetch fight. My opponent was almost able to defeat me. In the end of the fight, I was able to get my opponent to start up his Shield of Light invulnerability thing first, so yeah, and then of course my opponent made me activate it, but that was not a big deal considering the fact that I was easily able to take him down with a bit of ranged weapon. Actually, that hit was really lucky and I have no idea how I was able to do this. I was shocked. So just like the last battle in which I clutched the fight with Shang the monk, in this one I did the same with Yuka. Having pretty much no health, I was still able to take down Hongjo, a character with full health, defeated with my Helga who barely had any health. You guys definitely have to see this one. This one was really OP and I was shocked at this point. I had no idea how I was even doing these fights, but I was. I somehow won that, yeah. And I got some shards of midnight as the reward. So this is the fight. This is the fight where I basically lose for no reason. This is basically the fight where my network just stops, where it gets really slow, ridiculously slow for that cost, and I just lose. Yeah, for no reason. I was doing really good. I was destroying my opponent with Shang the monk, who I do have to say is a really good character. And then this happened and I basically just lost for no reason. This was just so annoying and it just made me so angry. By the way, I literally stopped on the screen for 5 minutes, and of course I'm not gonna show that because it's just gonna make the video more and more longer. And anyways, the fight was lost and even the new name wasn't able to save me from, well, my network, I guess. I got a bunch of shards, but the video is not over just yet. So this was a second time where I fought the Trial of Legacy challenges and I reached the last fight, losing one time, and this is the bonus round I was talking about. In this fight, I actually have a team of Sarge, Helga and Jet. Jet was destroying opponents till now, but unfortunately, for some reason, I just got destroyed in this fight and Sarge just had to take over. But Sarge is still really OP, so yeah, he basically just destroys opponents in this one. And I pretty much finished the fight with like full health on Sarge. 2 rounds destroyed with Sarge, no problems at all. So here you go. As I'm claiming a couple of more rewards, just as a reminder, if you like this video, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe and turn on notifications as well. And that being said, I hope you enjoyed the video. Until next time.